Alright, I don't know where to start. I always go from the top of my head and I don't write this down. And try to talk about and cover everything there is. I'm 12 hours, 15 hours, 12 to 15 hours of the gameplay. I'm doing the main story and I'm gonna sell out right away. Dying Light was one of my favorite games of all time. Dying Light 2 surpasses Dying Light 1. I was anxious to go on Metacritic and look on the reviews, and people say, you played zombie games, you played them all, I'd be curious if these guys played more than 2-3 hours. The game gives back. If you play the first one and you like the first one, the game gives back so much more in part 2. There's so much stuff to cover and do. It's just insane. I want to do the main story, then I'll finish everything. To do 100%, I think it takes 500 hours, but it's a masterpiece. It's I don't know. I really don't know how to cover this. There's too much stuff. You're playing the same character. Do you need to play part 1? You do need to play part 1 to play part 2. Finish part 1, then go play part 2. Because the story combines and everything. It's the same main character, same voice. The voice acting. Rosario Dawson is just so beautiful in this game. One of my favorite. I don't know where to go. Weapon-wise and combat-wise, I just want to compare to the first one. The first one, you felt so helpless against the zombies and everything. And this one, you're just a powerhouse. It's just insane. It's crazy. You could fight 16 zombies and still be standing. Insane. The weapons are really good. Everything is amazing. My only downer part is, but it makes the game more challenging. Back in part 1, the bow and arrow was my favorite thing. You could one-shot big monsters in the head and win it off, and that's it. In this one, bow and arrow shoots. Doesn't do that much damage. I guess there's better bow and arrow eventually. You can't retrieve your arrows after you shot them on the... you used to be able to reclaim all your arrows. Part 2, you can't. It's sad. Maybe they're gonna fix it. But you can't. And crafting arrows are harder than in part 1. I just want to cover that. You got that stamina bar a la Zelda Breath of the Wild. It's really annoying. But I'm going to cover that too. You climb up stuff. At the beginning, you don't have any stamina and you've fallen off of the building and everything. But eventually, you have to find these super crates with those enhancer. You need 3 enhancer. There's 160 something throughout the whole game, I think. Not sure. Maybe I exaggerated. 123. Then you can boost up. When you got 3, you can boost up either health or stamina. I would suggest boost up the stamina at first. Boost it up all the way you can, at least to 3, then upgrade the health level. I want to cover the health level because there's this new tricky thing also at night. They're forcing you to play at night, and at night, it's not that hard to play at night. It's not that hard. Back in the days, you can survive, but now it's super possible. There's actually monster hunting in the game, like diverse zombies that are boosted up, and when you hunt them, they reward you throughout the map. I hope I don't forget anything. There's so much stuff. Like, they did part 1, it was fine, it was already a masterpiece, but they did part 2, and they just added all this stuff, man, to do. Capturing outposts. That's the thing. Weapon-wise, the combat. It was so basic when you were fighting in the first one, but it was still fun. But in the second one, I took on, I think it's going to be part 9 that's uploading right now. Part 9, I went in this new town. Eventually in part 1, Dying Light 1, you fought in this town, and then you got into kind of London type city in Dying Light in the other city. Dying Light 2, same thing. You got this first city, then you get into this bigger city after. Eventually. That's when you met Rosario Dawson and everything, and the game gets better. The story, it takes about 5 to 6 hours to pick up. When you get to 5 or 6 hours, the story gets really good. Like, at first I was like, man, the story doesn't, main story doesn't hold to me. Then it gets really twisted and better and better and better. And the game keeps getting bigger, better. Story-wise, I don't want to spoil it, but the story, man, is delicious, exquisite. So many mysteries and stuff. The side quests, I did maybe 5 or 6, and they were amazing, simplistic. It's just amazing. The story, the NPC characters. It's the first time my whole library. It's the first time that any. You know when you play a game, all the NPC characters look the same? This one, they talk. Everybody talks. All the NPC characters, none of them look the same. They all have a different speech. They all have a story. You just could sit there and listen to all the people throughout the city. Man, they've outdone themselves. I just... Techland, you guys made a masterpiece. The first one was a masterpiece. Second one, like, I was afraid it was going to feel like just a DLC. No, it's a totally different game. So much better. So much stuff to do. What else did I forget? Eventually, the upgrade tree is kind of complicated, but you upgrade what you want. Don't upgrade. I did a bad thing. Don't upgrade the stabbing counter on the... You'll see. It's a waste because you need a knife to fast kill people, and it's really useless because you could go stealth and it's... just kill people with your 2 hands. Don't waste your money on that. Don't waste your points. Otherwise, what else? The bow and arrow, man. I'm disappointed. You used to be able to... I didn't play online. Played on my own. Like I said, I'm 12 to 15 hours in. Capturing Outpost is insane. You can capture Outposts. You can capture... Oh, man. Electrical city, like electrical station. Then you decided who you give to power to. You either decide between the PK, which are police officers, kind of, and the Liberty, whatever, city type of guy. But if you upgrade with the PK, you get better weapons and better defense. The other guys, you just get revived and stuff. It's all about you. But the other ones, if you help the police, you get better weapons, bow and arrow, a bunch of stuff. A bunch of defense. You get way powerful with the PK. I would suggest giving everything, whenever you upgrade and you get bigger in the city, give the power to the PK. You'll get better weapons and better survival chances. But it's just insane. Like I said, when I went to capture, when I get to the other town at part 9, I fought off 16 guys. And there's always this giant looking Mad Max type of bad guy with a giant hammer you have to fight off. And I did it. Like 16 guys, and they run after you. The NPC, the bad guys are just insane, and they run after you. It's really hard. You're fighting off way more human than zombies. With the zombies, you're kind of, at nighttime, you have those different type of zombies you can fight off. But daytime, you're fighting a lot of humans, and it's really fun. The controls, the fighting, like you could whack somebody, block it, and you jump over and you kick somebody else in the face. It's a synchronicity of dancing. By far, this is going to be Game of the Year for me. We're in 2022. Game of the Year for me, it's Dying Light 2. Nothing is going to surpass. Horizon Zero Dawn is just around the corner. I really want to finish the story. I'm going through these games really fast, but this has got to be must buy, must own. I kind of wish also I got it on PS5. I don't know. Does it look better? Maybe the HD Rumble would have been nice, but I got all my Dying Lights on Xbox. And if I want to play in the future, it's going to be retro compatible, right? So, I'm sold. I'm trying to think of anything. Like Rosario Dawson it gets late in the story she gets in the game. But when she gets in the game, anyways, the story is just way better than the first one. The first one was compelling, but the second one, I can't wait to get to the end, and so much mystery, so much going on. You're basically playing the same main character, but he's looking for his sister, which they got tested when they were kids, so that's how they are so powerful. But then you'll get into it. You're so different, like, from the first one, so strong. You can fight off a bunch of zombies. Like I said, upgrade the stamina first, at least 3 bars. Then go upgrade the health, because you got plenty of stuff to pick up, and weapons, that's the other thing. No weapons repair. Why? Take it away. I don't know. But you got so many weapons. They break, you switch off to another one. They break, you switch off to another one. You can't repair the weapons. I guess eventually you'll be able, but I've been playing 15, like I said, at least 15 hours, and weapons, they break off. They fall off, they disappear, no big deal. There's a bunch of weapons everywhere. You can scavenge nonstop. And that's about it. Masterpiece, masterpiece, masterpiece. 2 to 4 player. I can't imagine online. It must be super insane. And you got all these clothing you can pick up. In the first one, they didn't do nothing, but in this one, different parts give you different boosts, like a hat, a shirt, pants, shoes, gloves, different power-ups. Kind of like it feels like Division. And also, I forgot to cover that. At nighttime, that's the part of you got to upgrade your health, because at nighttime you have a timer. And when that timer goes off, you turn into a zombie and it's game over. So you have that other challenge at nighttime. But once you get close to the UV light, your timer resets. And you have those dark zones. And kind of like, it feels like the Division. And you go into those dark zones to find other boosters for your upgrade tree. And it's just so insane and really challenging. You gotta go at night because daytime is impossible. Because the zombies will kill you. Zombies are sleeping and you can just take them down from behind. When you go at nighttime, it's way easier. And you got that timer. Sometimes you have to go down in a block building. You just got up from top. And then your timer runs out and you got those mushrooms you can eat or rub your face with. I don't get it. It makes your timer last longer. But yet again, you got to upgrade your health so your nighttime timer lasts a lot longer. That's the other part. So it's tricky. You got a timer on both. Stamina, you climbing. If you don't have enough stamina, you can't do half of this stuff in the game. So go with the stamina, then do the health. I think I covered everything. But so much to do. The graphics, the gameplay, the music, the soundtrack of the first one is just insane. This week I'll be at work. I'll be listening to part 2 soundtrack. Love the music in this game. Love the acting. Love everything. Masterpiece. Gotta buy day 1. Don't miss out. That's basically it. 12 minutes talking about that game. I think I covered everything from the top of my head. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Hope you're having a great weekend. Basically been playing this. I don't know if I'm close to the end. But go check out part 9. I died a couple of times. I just left it there and kind of captured that point. And in the second city you get a parachute and you can glide through the city. It's just new stuff that you didn't have in the other game. You can glide with a parachute everywhere. It's just a la Sonic. You hover over those big fans and then they push you back up. There's so much stuff, man. Like Techland is the best game of the year. Dying Light 2. Hit that thumbs up. See you soon.